Brian.
Judy, we're building a better garden show.
And you can see it all next on Garden Time. Welcome to Garden Time. We're at Bauman's Farm and Garden for their Fall Harvest Festival.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Judy, this weekend is also the giant pumpkin drop, and I'm just trying to make you safe.
William, thank you so much. And you know, later in the show, I will be talking to Brian Bauman about the Great Pumpkin Way Off and the pumpkin drop.
Also coming up today, we will be showing you fall lavenders.
But coming up first, layering spring bulbs.
So I'm standing at the Owls in Wilsonville under their new covered shopping area, which is lovely. And I'm with my good friend Josh. And Josh, at this time of year, you know, in spring we think so much about so many things, but fall is a great time to plant up containers for a patio space as well. So we're going to be talking about doing that. Jump right in and tell us how we start.
Absolutely, yes. Well, fall and winter really is all about texture. So I've got a bunch of plants here that we're going to use that will definitely get you through fall and winter, but I thought we'd do a little surprise for spring and layer some bulbs underneath what we're going to plant.
That's very clever.
So I'm going to use some tulip bulbs and some daffodils, and as a general rule, I always like to put these guys about 3 times as deep as the height of the bulb.
So let me make sure I understand that. So let's say this is about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. You would go 6 inches down? Okay.
Yeah.
And that's about, you fill this, by the way, with some Owl's potting soil as well.
Yes.
And that's about where this level is right now with the big ones.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
And so the big guys will go on the bottom, and that will still give us room for the lovely plants that we're going to put in just a second. So I would fill the rest of this with the bulbs, and you really can get as creative and fun as you want. You can do different colors, you can do different flowers that bloom at different times.
Right.
There's tulips that bloom early, middle of the spring, and late, so you really can extend that period. After I'm done filling this guy with the bulbs, I'm going to add a little more potting soil.
And then I would expect that if you do that, you could put that layer in, put your next layer of bulbs.
Absolutely.
And that's the way you would do it. Okay,
yep.
Easy.
And I'm also going to throw in some transplant fertilizer that will help the plants get established into the container. And I also will put in a little bit of bulb tone, which will help the bulbs to grow very nice strong roots through the winter and have those big beautiful blooms for next spring.
Right, and that makes sense because you can do both. You can do both of those at the same time as you plant it. Okay.
Correct. Yep. And so now we're going to go with our crocus. And the fun thing with bulbs is that you know that usually the pointy side goes up. However, they're resilient little buggers, and they find a way.
Yeah. Well, so then let's do this, Josh. Let's finish up planting these bulbs. Then we'll get to the level, take a break here, finish that up, and come back and do the plants.
Sounds great.
All right, Josh, the bulbs are in now, and what's our next step with the plants?
Next step is really just picking out plants that complement each other. In the fall, like I said, it's really about texture and color versus big flowing things of petunias. So the cordyline is always a great choice for a really nice thriller in your container.
And I like the way too that the size of this cordyline, the size of the container makes it really perfect for the level that we're filling. So you're not having to do a lot of digging right now because you've already got the bulbs under there.
Right.
And that begs the question, while you go ahead and plant some more stuff for us, that begs the question to me though, what are those bulbs going to do when they hit these roots of the plant?
You know what, that's a really good question. Actually, the bulbs, like I said before, they find a way.
Right.
There is always going to be, some empty space here between the plants, and they will sort of work their way up, and it'll be a really nice, beautiful show.
So you really don't have to worry about them.
No,
they're gonna find a way.
They're going to find a way.
And then I would love to think, I love this plant, the Caprosmia, but I'm not going to pretend that I know where to put it. So, so you're going to direct me here.
Absolutely. I'm going to use the Caprosmia right against the cordyline there.
Okay.
That's absolutely beautiful. Great contrast between the cordyline
and
the nice green there. We're going to put some ajuga in as well.
And that was by the hukara, that right? That's
Absolutely,
a beautiful
yes.
plant.
Yep, I love the contrast there. And the ajuga will really trail down nicely and give you a little bit more of a finished product.
And blooms as well.
And it blooms, yeah. It has a really nice blue sort of lipstick-shaped flower on it.
And then this is something you want as well?
Always. I'm a huge fan of violas over pansies. I feel like they do much better in our winters here. The flowers aren't quite as big, and they just they shed off the rain so much easier.
Okay, I understand that because I love the big ones, of course, but I've seen them struggle, like especially with ice and snow when we get that occasionally.
And it just gives you a nice little pop of color in there right before the blooms from the bulbs come in the spring.
Right, so it really does extend the beauty of the container itself.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, every time that we come to Al's, we always have a great time. We always find a lot of information out. So if you're thinking, I would like to do a container like this, the wonderful thing about going to any of the 4 Al's locations now is you can buy everything from pot to potting soil to plants, all at those locations. So for more information, we always invite you, go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to their website. Al, my friend, I'm going to call you Al's from now on. How's that, Josh?
Works for me.
Welcome to Blooming Junction, where it's easy to connect with nature. At Blooming Junction, you'll find beautiful, healthy plants, good, fresh food, and a place to regain peace and calm in your life. We have an unsurpassed collection of unique and distinctive plants and the expertise to help any gardener be successful. And we feature Blooming Advantage plants. Come check out Blooming Junction for an inspiring experience in the garden or in the kitchen. Blooming Junction, offering quality plants for beautiful gardens.
Your center for home and garden decor, Garden Gallery Ironworks has everything you need to make your home a showcase. For the inside, we have a great selection of Kelly Ray Roberts items, and our farmhouse style department is full of one-of-a-kind gifts. For the outside, we have arbors, trellises, planting beds, and garden decor. Everything to make your neighbors jealous. Check out our new website and then come visit us in Hubbard. Garden Gallery Ironworks.
Nestled in the oaks of the Willamette Valley is a nursery that is truly exceptional. At Out in the Garden Nursery, you will find a vast array of shade plants, ornamental grasses, and hardy perennials. Let us help you bring color and texture into your garden. We offer over 100 types of perennials. Many of our plants are evergreen for year-round interest. Plus, we offer the best in personal attention. Out in the Garden Nursery, where we grow great gardens one plant at a time.
I am at Bauman's Farm and Garden, and I'm in their pumpkin patch. Oh my gosh.
Look at this big pumpkin patch, Judy. We're excited. October is here, and there's no better way to celebrate fall than at Bauman Farms.
And so today is the big pumpkin way off. And so I know that there's big pumpkins. So is this like a big pumpkin? Is that considered?
So for example, this right here, this may be about 50 pounds.
Okay. Is that big?
This is a nice size pumpkin, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm having trouble carrying it.
All right.
So here's kind of the scale. When
All
we
right.
say a giant pumpkin way off, we mean giant.
Like-
This is 50 pounds. The
Okay.
winning pumpkin would have been over 40 of these pumpkins put together.
So 2,000 pounds of pumpkin.
2,100 and something pounds won last year. I can only imagine they have been pulling in all morning.
Oh my gosh.
A 1-ton pumpkin. People don't get, like, the size of this pumpkin is literally the size of like a Volkswagen Beetle. They're huge.
Oh my gosh, you got to come and see it because you can't even think of it with your imagination.
No, and to be standing next to them and today, so the way off is going to be going on all day today.
Okay.
Usually we get to the winning pumpkin about 3 o'clock,
Okay.
but you want to be here before then.
And why? Why?
At 1 o'clock, last year we took a 1,500 pound pumpkin.
Jeez.
A giant pumpkin. We took it up almost 100 feet up in the air in this
Okay.
giant crane. Everybody comes and watches, and then we drop it in this giant pool that my kids may have used this summer and now will not be available after this weekend because it just explodes.
jeez.
And that's at 1 o'clock today. You can come, just check that out, and then we're going to be weighing pumpkins all day long until we get to the biggest pumpkins, usually about 3-4 o'clock.
Oh my gosh, that is just tremendous. And that's only one thing that you could do here. What else can we do when we come to the festival?
There's literally over 30 activities. We have spent years and years. Every year we add something new, from giant hay pyramids to swings and slides and swing lines and mazes and the corn maze in the back of us over here. Literally, you can spend the entire day here and not do everything.
So Brian, the event doesn't end this weekend, so
right.
how long?
I mean, if you don't have a chance to come out today would be fun, but we will have the winning giant pumpkins on display till the end of October, and every weekend until now, everything is going on.
Oh, wonderful. And I know, in case the weather, I mean, we always have to be in case,
yes.
It's something, so many things are inside, which is wonderful.
You know us as a nursery. We take all of those nursery greenhouses we have, and all of our activities are mostly undercover, except for maybe the pumpkin patch.
Right. And there are plants, so you can get plants for your garden. There's the bakery, which is wonderful, and cider to taste.
Yes, absolutely. Come on out and just spend the day with us.
Oh, it is so much fun. It is so much fun. So you got to go to gardentime.tv. You can click over to their website, get all the information, get the directions out here, and come and get your pumpkins and watch the pumpkin drop.
Yes.
Too much fun.
I'm so excited.
It is. It's great. I am at the really lovely Rogerson Garden with Kathy Whitman. And Kathy, you know, this time of year, the garden is still beautiful. There's still things blooming.
There are many things blooming out here in particular. Many of the hardy geraniums, and then some of the leaves are starting to turn color. And here's a wonderful clematis.
Look at this one.
Called Crispina. It's one of our Baltic border. And we will have it for sale today at a special plant sale from 9 to 2.
That's
today.
wonderful.
We'll have some special discounts and some members only discounts. So people can come and join and be a part of this beautiful garden and get discounts on plants.
That is so nice. And you know, there are a couple other ones that are blooming too. So what was the other one you were telling me?
Alana, which is
a beauty.
Gorgeous red with a little bit of a white center. And I love those contrasts of the intense color and then white. Oh, and the other thing that we're doing today, 2 really fun events, is a perennials for year-round flower power class.
Perfect.
So learn how to have color in your garden through the whole season, and that is from 10 to noon.
So we'd have to leave right away. You can watch the rest of the show and then you can come out here. But it's really a lovely time to come because, you know, we always want ideas for our fall garden. Sometimes we're just, what do we do? What do we do? And so the class will give out so much information. And plus you could actually see the combinations here because you have so many perennials that are in the garden too as companions.
Exactly, and we can do a garden tour after the class if people would like to do that. So
oh, that's going to be really nice, yes. And so how do we find out more information about the garden?
Go right to our website or just come up today to Lusher Farm and you'll see the signs for the class.
That is wonderful. You know, it's right in Lake Oswego. It has the Lusher Farm, the community garden here. That's really interesting. And then just this historic garden, it's really one of a kind. We're so lucky to have it in our area. So thank you so much, and really come on out and have a great time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Garden Time is brought to you by Capital Subaru, your way on the Parkway.
When I came to Capital Auto Group the first time, I was looking at a WRX. Of course, never financing a car before. I was very limited when it came to, you know, putting money down and stuff like that, and they were able to really help me. And they worked diligently for 2 days, and they eventually got my payments to where they were reasonable and I could actually buy the car. They actually cared about me and what I wanted, not what they wanted. At Capital Subaru, I got it my way on the Parkway.
Your garden begins here with the people in purple. The ones you meet inside each Owl's Garden and Home store, and the ones you don't meet here on our local farm. We all work together to bring you an exceptional experience. Whether you need a single plant or a whole yard, no matter if you know plants or not, we're here when you're ready to start. Come see us, the people in purple. The best gardens begin and continue to grow at Owl's Garden and Home in Woodburn, Sherwood, Gresham, and now in Wilsonville.
Create a beautiful living space both inside and out with the help of Terra Casa. Outside, you'll find pottery, fountains, and decor to make your garden unforgettable.
And inside, there are home furnishings and just the right accents to make your home warm, inviting, and most importantly, comfortable.
Terra Casa has a huge selection of merchandise to fit any home or budget. Plus, we still have all the unique and distinctive gifts that you have come to expect from Terra Casa.
Terra Casa in downtown Damascus.
Every year, trees fall or break, causing property damage, power outages, and injury.
Now is the time for Bartlett Tree Experts and Collier Arbor Care to get your trees ready for the extreme conditions ahead.
Our free consultation will help to spot the signs of potentially hazardous trees.
We can help address problems before they occur. Whether it's trees or shrubs, we can help you get a healthy and beautiful garden.
Collier Arbor Care and Bartlett Tree Experts, providing environmentally safe tree care since 1907.
Well, we are on one of those beautiful sunny fall days that we get here sometimes in the Pacific Northwest. So we are out here with Chris at Barn Owl Nursery. And Chris, we are going to be talking about lavenders. We're used to seeing them in summertime and they're beautiful and everybody loves them, but you're a big fan of planting them now. So before we talk about doing that, let's talk about some of these varieties that you've picked for us and why you love them.
Well, I've chosen a cross of an English lavender, and it's called Ana Luisa. It was developed in Oregon, and it has nice silver gray foliage for the winter. So we're looking at this to be put into the garden now, and then have blooms by next June.
Lovely, lovely. And what is this stunning thing that's already blooming?
Yes, this is the second bloom on Pastor's Pride, and if it is cut back regularly, it will continue to bloom even longer after June and July and into the fall.
And you know, there's such a variety of lavenders now available, so go over some of these smaller 4-inch ones that you have. Some of your favorites and
Well,
why.
Opal Rain is another one that was developed in Oregon, and it has a unusual, as you can tell, white bud that opens up into a light pink white. And Opal Rain is a nice silver foliage as well, a strong stem, a longer stem than some, and a wonderful sweet scent to the lavender.
Lovely indeed. In fact, I see a lot of silver foliaged ones here.
Yes.
Does that get more intense in the fall and winter?
We will see that. Once we cut back and have harvested in June and July, in the fall, we're going to see some hardened off growth that will be more silver than gray.
Beautiful. So tell me more about them.
And so another one is Peter Pan, which has an exceptionally dark bud and opens also to a dark flower. And I like it for culinary purposes, but when we harvested it, it dries very well and stays on the stem.
So is there a selection? I heard you say a smaller one. This is true for all sizes. All of these can be going in the ground.
Yes, and Pastor's Pride and Peter Pan can also be put in a large barrel. Could be a container-grown lavender.
Lovely.
And 15 to 18 is considered a semi-dwarf. Another one is Loddon Blue. It's a little bit larger, but has that nice deep purple bud and flower, and would be good again for a culinary bud as well as drying to stay on the stem. Forever Blue is a brand new one. I don't have it in the ground myself yet, but it has a longer stem than many of the English lavenders, again with that nice dark bud.
Stunning.
Another one that's a little more silver is Mitcham Gray.
I love that. And then this has a bit more green to it. What is this
Rebecca
one?
Kay. Yes, a little greener, but yet longer stemmed, and it's known to bloom twice.
Wow, wow.
So again,
will all lavenders, if you prune them at the proper time, will they rebloom generally?
Especially
at least
with
once?
the warm weather we've been having.
Then you really get them. So, in hopes for having future blooms on our lavender, let's talk about planting lavenders, because you know we have not discussed this, I don't think, ever on the show about doing lavenders in the fall, but you're suggesting this is the best time to do it.
I think it is, because then you know you're going to have flowers on after they go through a winter. They're established, and you will have winters in June and July. Flowers in June and July.
Well, they'll be blooming in winter in our minds
Yes,
anyway.
they will. And And it's a great time because you don't have to water quite as much once we have rain.
Yeah, right. So Chris, using this plant, show us the best ways to plant them at this time of year.
Well, you want to go ahead and put it in your well-drained soil and plant it just to the base where it is in the pot, not any deeper than that. And if you need better drainage, you would raise the mound or put it in a raised bed. And you want to look for a nice root system to begin with and a nice bushy plant with lots of foliage at the base.
There you go.
So we have
that's a heavy root
That
system.
is, and we break it up a little bit so that the roots have a chance to spread out into the earth and soil, and then just leave it till next spring.
Well, and I see right to the left side of you there is a pot that has a stunning lavender in it right now, and it's blooming.
Yes.
What should we be doing with ones that look like this to get ready for fall?
Spanish lavender, after you see that the flowers are spent or lost their color, go ahead and cut down just a long stem, but not all the way to the base, and just plan on that will put on a tiny bit of new growth that will get hardened off this fall before we have winter. And it should be fine, and this has been pruned twice now to be fuller.
And Chris, the benefit for pruning this again at this time of year is so that in the spring they don't get floppy.
Correct, and also just to get it ready for winter. If we had a heavy snow, it would possibly break off those stems or branches.
Well, there you have it. So, although I know that you are closed at this time of year, you still will have people, if they give you a call, they'll come out and chat with you and buy stuff. Is that it?
Yes, we
Wonderful.
are open by appointment only, and we are taking orders for plants to go in the ground this fall as well as next spring.
Superb. Well, there you have it. For information, we will always invite you to go to gardentime.tv and we'll click over to the website. Chris, delightful. Thank you so much for your expertise on this.
Thank you.
Garden Time is brought to you by Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people.
Is your garden in need of refreshment? Hi, I'm Sarah, and there are plenty of things in bloom at Portland Nursery. Come check out our beautiful fall color to perk up your garden. At Portland Nursery, we consider fall the second season, and the gardening opportunities are endless. Establish next year's trees, replace lettuce and greens, or get a jump on onions and garlic. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, a nursery for plant people, on 50th and Stark and 90th and Division, or at portlandnursery.com.
Fall is a time to think of planting and planning. Planting new plants now will help them get a jump start on next year. Black Gold All-Purpose can help your plants get ready for winter and next spring. Formulated with a blend of natural and organic nutrients, it contains everything your plants and spring bulbs need for a happy and healthy start. Look for Black Gold All-Purpose at your local garden center or nursery. Black Gold, all the riches of the earth.
Nothing is more inviting than a garden full of beautiful clematis, and your chance to see the Queen of Vines is at the Rogerson Clematis Garden at Lusher Farms. Join us on October 5th as we have a couple of great events. First, learn about flower power and how to use perennials for year-round color. And then enjoy our plant sale with specials and hard-to-find clematis ready for your garden. To learn more about the garden, get directions, or learn about garden events, go to rogersonclematiscollection.org.
Why do the finest builders shop at Standard TV and Appliance?
Here at Red Hills Construction, we value our customer satisfaction, which is why we partner up with Standard TV and Appliance. Their experienced staff, their superior customer service, and we know that our clients will be taken care of when they visit Standard.
Standard can make your dream kitchen a reality, setting the standard since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance.
So I am standing in a beautiful garden at OSU, and I'm here with Gail. And what is your title, Gail?
I am the statewide coordinator of the OSU Extension Master Gardener Program in Oregon.
Well, and you have a lot of other titles too that you actually carry, but that's the one we're going to be dealing with today because we're going to be talking about spiders. Now, at this time of year, it seems like if you don't have either a cane or a bamboo stick or something, when you walk out through your yard, you walk into spider webs.
Right, absolutely. There are a lot of spiders out there this time of year. A couple of reasons for that is this is the time of year when we get a lot of fruits and a lot of berries being produced, and those things, when they start to ripen, attract a lot of flies, and flies attract spiders.
Well, there you go.
We also have a lot of flowers that are in bloom this time of year that attract a lot of bees and a lot of flies, and those things attract spiders as well.
Well, you know, I don't know, that makes so much sense to me, and I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but of course it would be all of those things. It's not that the spiders are attracted to those, they're attracted to what those things bring in.
Absolutely. And this time of year, I also have to say that a lot of spiders are actually looking for a mate. And the way that a spider finds a mate is they really have to be on the move and move around to find somebody who they're compatible
Which really isn't
with.
that different than humans when you think about it.
Not that much, not that much.
So now, most of us, and I'll include me in this, they intimidate us. Spiders kind of scare us, they give us the creeps,
Sure.
but really very few in our area are harmful at all to us, are they?
Absolutely. And if anything, spiders are actually beneficial, particularly for home gardeners and people who like to grow flowers, people who like to grow their own food. Spiders really help to keep insect pests down because they eat a lot of insect pests, and they reduce our reliance on chemical pesticides.
And really, if you're using a lot of chemicals, it would kill the spiders too. It's not selective generally on what it kills.
Right. I would say that the most popular pesticides on the market today are broad spectrum.
Yeah.
They don't discriminate. They kill not only insect pests, but they're going to kill the good things as well, including spiders.
And I would think, you correct me if I'm wrong here, but I would think that a really healthy ecosystem in a garden would have spiders, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't like that, but it's...
Right. Well, I'm kind of a spider person, so I like that. But I always try to tell people if they want a garden that's free of insects, what they're getting is basically a biological dead zone.
Yes.
So when you have a garden that's full of flowers, it's full of insects, it's full of spiders, it's full of life, which is what we all want as gardeners.
Well, I have two here in my hands. Tell me what this one is. It's really beautiful.
So this one is a type of funnel weaving spider. They tend to be a little bit larger than many other spiders that you find in the garden, and so people find them intimidating, but they do hunt with a web. They build a web, and when flies and other things fly into it, that's how they feed.
So this is the one where I've seen where there's like actually a little tunnel in the web, right?
Absolutely.
Nice. And what about this little creature here?
So this is a type of common orb weaving spider, and the orb weaving spider builds a spider web that is what we mostly think of when we think of a spider
The
web.
traditional kind.
Right, round with spokes emanating from the center, and they also use that web to hunt.
And just as a guess, unless you know exactly, how many different types of spiders are in the Portland, Vancouver area even?
Oh, I just looked this up. So how many different types of spiders are in the Pacific Northwest? I would say that we have hundreds, maybe questing to close to 1,000, but really not that many species, especially when we compare them to insect diversity.
That is true, that is true. So they really do a great service for any garden, don't
Absolutely.
they? Well, I still have some issues myself with spiders, but if you're like me, realize the value of them because they really do us a great service, even if they upset us and scare us a little bit. For more information on all these great little insect creatures, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to the website, find out more, or maybe even take a class yourself and really get the information.
That would be great.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Gail.
you.
We want to thank you for watching today. And hey, William, I can take that load off of you.
That's okay, Judy. I've got on the safety gear.
Well, we do want to invite you out to Bauman's for their Fall Harvest Festival and the Great Pumpkin Weigh-Off and the Pumpkin Drop.
And for more information on this wonderful event and for other events that are happening, you can always go to gardentime.tv.
William and I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week here on Garden Time.
The proceeding was a paid program of the Guston Creative Group and its sponsors.